Dear students, today we shall learn to solve the numericals based on equations of motion. First, watch the following video.
Let us assume the driver starts the car from rest and this car attains a velocity of 54 km per hour in 30 seconds. Now let's go to the question.
Read the question. A car starts from rest. Okay, starts from rest. So that means the initial velocity of the car is 0. And finally it attains a velocity of 54 km per hour. So final velocity is 54 km per hour in 30 seconds. So how much is the time taken? 30 seconds. And what do we need to find out? We have to calculate the acceleration acting on the car. So what is the acceleration? Fine. And also the distance moved by the car while it reaches this speed. And that means we need to find the value of S. So first step while solving the numericals always is to find the given values and to write or to identify what we need to calculate. Okay, what is our aim? Now, after this, the next step should be looking for the units of the given values. The units should be in the same system of unit. The value should be in the same system of unit. But here we find that velocity is in kilometer per hour and time is in seconds. So this doesn't match. So we need to convert this 54 km per hour to meter per second. So for this purpose, 54 into 5 by 18. Our previous knowledge, this is 18 3s are 54, so this is 15 meter per second. So final velocity is 15 meter per second. Now we need to find the values. Okay. These are the given values to us and we need to find acceleration or the distance. We need to find out which of the three equations will be helpful to us in finding these values, and since there are two unknowns, so it's for sure that two unknowns means at least two equations are to be used. Okay, two unknowns means two equations are to be used. One equation will not help us in finding these two unknowns. So now let us look for the first one. So as it's quite visible here, the first equation of motion can help us in finding the value of the acceleration. V is 15, U is 0, A we need to find out, and T is 30 seconds. Fine. So that means 15 is equal to 30 times A, or we can say A is 15 by 30, that is half meter per second square. Fine. It's half meter per second square. Fine. So we found the acceleration. Now, so this is half meter per second square. Let us now try to find out the second unknown, that is the distance. Now we can use, even we need to find the distance, either second or third equation can be used. So both of them can help us, both of them are quite helpful here. So let us try to make use of the equation. V square minus U square is 2AS. What is V square? It is 15 square minus 0 is 2 into 1 by 2 into S. So this is cancelled. So we can say 225 meter is the distance covered. So after covering a distance of 225 meter, the car had attained a velocity of 54 km per hour. So we can say the distance covered is 225 meter. Now this is the case when we have talked about the horizontal motion. Okay, horizontal straight line motion. As we know that equations of motion are valid for the straight line motion, and we have right now talked about a horizontal motion. For vertical straight line motion also, we can apply these equations of motion.
Let's consider the case of a freely falling ball. Look, when it falls through certain height, it is dropped from certain height. Initially, it doesn't have any velocity with it, right? After first second, you see it has fallen through certain height, and you observe the distance being covered by it in after every second. See, in 1 second it had covered this much of height, and in the second the height covered is more, the distance covered is more. So in same time, more distance being covered means it is gaining velocity. More distance in the same time means the ball is falling down with an increasing velocity. The velocity is increasing, so the ball is accelerated. Okay, and who is accelerating this ball? Earth. The gravity of the earth is accelerating the ball. Look here, in the third second it falls down to the earth, right? And again the distance covered is more than this gap of first and second also. So as it falls down, the velocity increases, so it is covering greater height, and hence the motion is accelerated.
Now, a ball is dropped from certain height. The ball is dropped, released. Okay, so it is not being given any initial push. It has been just released, just dropped. So that means at this time, the initial velocity of the ball is 0. It is dropped from certain height. That height is not known to us. It reaches the ground in 3 seconds. So time taken by the ball to reach the ground is 3 seconds. Why does the ball fall? The ball has fallen down when you released it because of the gravity acting on it. Okay, gravity always applies the same acceleration. Acceleration due to gravity is constant at a place. On earth it is taken as 10 meter per second square. It is always 10 meter per second square. When the ball is falling down, it is coming towards earth in the direction of the gravity. Gravity pulls the object towards it. Okay, so ball is moving in the direction of gravity, so acceleration is taken as positive. The velocity will always increase as it goes down. Fine. And if it would have been the other way around, the ball would have been thrown up. In that case, the ball would have been going against gravity. Then we'll have to take the acceleration as negative, -10. But at present, it is moving in the direction of gravity. So hence, acceleration is taken as plus 10 meter per second square. Now, what we need to find out? Calculate the velocity with which the ball strikes the ground. So this parameter we have taken from our knowledge. Maybe it is not provided in the question, but it is known to us. It is falling because of gravity, so we took acceleration as 10. Fine. Now we need to find the velocity with which it strikes the ground and the height from which it has been dropped. So these two values are unknown. Again, we have written the known values, given values to us, and this is what we need to calculate. Now the second step is to look for the units, but by chance here it is in the MK system of unit only, SI system of unit only, so we don't need to do any conversions here. Alright. Now we need to find V and the height, or we can say the distance. Height is same as the distance moved by the ball to reach the ground. So we can use the first equation here. Again, the two unknowns, so two equations will be needed. So let us use the first equation here. V is u plus at, velocity with which it strikes the ground, 0 plus 10. It reaches the ground in 3 seconds. So velocity with which it strikes the ground is 30 meter per second. It strikes the ground with a velocity of 30 meter per second. Now, we need to find out the distance, the height from which it has been dropped. So, we can make use of again the second equation or the third equation. Both can help us. Now, let us use the third equation. V square minus u square is 2as. V square is 900 because V is 30. Fine, V is 30. So, this is 900 and u is 0. 2 into a is 10 s. Fine. So, this is 900 is equal to 20 s, or we can say s is 45 meters.